Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. The governors of two New England states have approved key pieces of legislation that transform their relationship with cancer-linked forever chemicals by restricting their use on Maine farmland and facilitating treatment avenues for toxic exposure in Vermont. In Maine, Governor Janet Mills, who's a Democrat, signed into law on Wednesday a bill that will ban the application of biosolids, also known as sludge, that contain so called forever chemicals on farmland. In Vermont, Governor Phil Scott, who's a Republican, approved a bill the next day enabling plaintiffs to sue for the medical monitoring following exposure to toxins, including these compounds: forever chemicals or perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl. Substances, or PFAS, are an umbrella group for thousands of compounds known for their ability to linger in the human body and environment. PFAs are linked to kidney cancer, thyroid disease, testicular cancer, and other illnesses, most notorious for their presence in jet fuel, firefighting foam, and industrial discharge. PFAs are also key ingredients in a variety of common products like biosolids used on farms, nonstick pans, and cosmetics. PFAs, Latin biosolids, have been a widespread source of contamination on agricultural land across Maine, leading several farmers to close shop after finding that their milk was tainted by the compounds, as the Hill reported. Sludge is usually a product of paper, mills, and wastewater treatment. What we're seeing is our farmers are going out of business. Assemblyman Bill Plucker, the bill's co-sponsor and an organic farmer by trade, told The Hill. Not only is their land and water contaminated, but their bodies, their blood, their children are contaminated. Plucker said, and if we want to keep food supply in the state of Maine that's healthy and locally based, then we need to take action now to keep the sludge off our fields and the PFAs out of our food. Wednesday's new law will prevent residents from spreading sludge to farmlands and goes into effect per Maine's Constitution 90 days after the current legislation session is adjourned. While some critics of the bill have questioned where the sludge will go instead, Plucker stressed that Maine has designated space for such substances in its own landfills. The state has also stopped taking waste from its neighbors, he added. Plucker described the new law as a win for Maine's farmers and for the state in general, which has also been encountering PFAS contamination in its fish and deer. Really, we're taking the lead across the country in addressing PFAS issues for our food and for our water, he added. In neighboring Vermont, the bill signed by Scott enables plaintiffs to sue polluters for medical screenings following exposure to toxic substances, including PFAS. This is not the first version of the bill, which the governor previously vetoed in 2019. That veto occurred after an official in his office coordinated with a lobbyist in watering down the bill's text, as reported by The Hill. The 2019 version sought to help communities impacted by pollution to sue companies for medical monitoring costs. Medical monitoring provides relevant health care screenings to plaintiffs who have been exposed to but are not yet sick from toxic substances. The new bill, which goes into effect on July 1st, changes the threshold that people harmed by toxic pollution must meet to be awarded medical monitoring damages in court, explained John Groveman, Policy and Water Program Director for the Vermont Natural Resources Council. Oppositions to the previous version mostly came from business groups who argued that such thresholds weren't stricken enough. Groveman explained the new version changes the language to require that plaintiffs prove an increased risk of contracting a serious disease rather than a greater risk of contracting a latent disease. Overall, however, Groveman expressed support for the law as passed, stressed that the Vermont Natural Resources Council has worked on 3 versions of this legislation over a period of 5 years. This final iteration of the bill provides victims of toxic pollution with fair opportunity to seek medical monitoring costs, and for the first time in the nation places this right into statute, which will help hold toxic polluters accountable, he said. So basically, polluting has been going on for millennia, like it's forever. But it isn't about just the polluting, it's about where you put the polluting. Because a lot of times people put the polluting, in other places and places that is not supposed to be. And, it's like sometimes people, are they doing it for the right thing, or is it because it's getting too costly to actually handle all that pollution? I'm just saying, it's like it's always one thing after another where it's like, oh, we got to find somewhere else to put this at instead of just alleviating the problem and all, which is, how can you not create the sludge and all of that? Well, probably hard to do that. But how can we prevent it from continuously happening? So that's how I look at that. So what do you guys think, man? Do you guys think the screenings I'm interested in because they can warn you of early signs of any cancer forming or anything from working around pollution or working in factories and things like that. The farmers, of course, like I said, their animals, because what's happening is the animals are drinking the water that's being polluted. And now they're like, okay, we got a spot we're gonna put it in. Okay, you're gonna put it in that spot, then what? What if that spot overflows? Now what? What you gonna do after that? You know, gotta be mindful of these things. Gotta be careful and mindful of these things and have to understand that even though what their solution is, a lot of times create a problem somewhere else, and then they have to go to try to salute that, then there's another problem somewhere else. They just always got to patchwork their stuff instead of just alleviating it or regulating or just taking it away altogether. But hey, it is what it is. What do I know? I'm a YouTuber. Thank you for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit that notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you guys and gals love what you hear, you can go to my description box, hit that link to my Cash App, where you can donate whatever your heart desire, as well as you guys can as well as when we have live video or video that premieres, you guys can super chat. So thank you guys for listening, man. Thank you for your support. We out. Deezy.